Hi.
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 There's a hidden epidemic that's threatening business and the lives of employees. In the current climate, businesses are having a tough time finding employees and retaining the great ones that they have. There are 43.5 million workers in the United States who are also family caregivers. What does this mean? It means that the great employees that are already situated are one call away from completely disappearing. It means that business can come to a grinding halt at any time. It also means that it is so difficult to find people to fill the positions that companies are seeking to fill, because those people are taking care of loved ones at home. Now, these people who are taking care of loved ones are not aware of the danger that they're facing. 50% of family caregivers of people with dementia die before the people they're taking care of. Let that sink in. Now, I know about this because I'm from the 50% that made it. And I was lucky. My parents did some very smart things before my father died. They went to an attorney and they did their wills. They purchased long-term care insurance. And for those of you who don't know, long-term care insurance helps to offset the cost of custodial care, which is not covered by Medicare. That experience with my parents led me to my current path. I help families to navigate and make it through family health care crises. And I also help businesses to retain and attract great employees. I have a book, Dementia Sucks, which provides some perspective on this particular topic. Does anybody here have living parents? Okay, great. Do you know if they have wills? Awesome. I don't see a lot of those same hands going back up, though. Would you be able to speak for them if you needed to? Would you have the authority? Do you know what that means? What I want to suggest to you today is that many of us need to have these important conversations. Whether you're running a company, or you're working for someone, or you have your own business. If you have living relatives who may need you, then there are some questions that you need to ask. And here's a pro tip. If you approach an aging loved one and ask them these questions, the likelihood that you're going to get pushback is extremely high. Don't be surprised if they get nasty, okay, or condescending, or treat you like a baby, because they are threatened. This stuff scares the crap out of people, okay? So one of the things that I suggest you do is attempt to have these conversations with your loved ones. Now, if you get pushback, there are some ways that you can get around their resistance. Would you like to hear a few of those tips?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, number one. If you present to your parents, they are going to get all nasty on you. They're going to push your buttons because they installed them. So, what you want to do is have another grown-up in the room. Okay? It can be somebody they respect or someone they want to impress. But you want to have a non-relative get involved with you. That will help to diffuse the family dynamic. Okay? Number two, if they really react violently, take a step back. Why? Because if you harangue them, you're never going to make a breakthrough. Okay? You want to be able to let it rest, circle back around, and then try again. You might be inclined to think, once you make that attempt, oh, all right, well, I did it, I'm off the hook, they don't want to talk about it, no problem. Don't give up. Perseverance and compassion will get you far. And arm yourself with stories about other people who've been through the kinds of things that you fear happening. Because that way, when you talk in the third person about other people, it's a lot easier to pull them in, start talking about these scenarios, and then they'll get a little more comfortable talking about the issue, and then you can kind of introduce, by the way, Mom and Dad, I was thinking, do you have a will? Consider Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, who died without a will. Okay, there's a story you can use. Now, if you have employees, you might want to consider creating a caregiver support plan. All right? It's not terribly expensive, and by providing resources and a safe environment in which your employees can confide that they have these issues, then you might be able to address them and retain them. Because by letting them know that it's safe, by connecting them with resources that help them to get through their caregiver crisis, you can encourage great loyalty and possibly save their lives and your business. Thank you.